What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking one comic book character, as we do every single week. We talk their good points and their bad points, and we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm good, Connor. How are you?
You know what? I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright.
I'm really glad to hear that, buddy. Sorry I don't ask more often.
I love the idea this is their first episode. Like, these are really cordial.
These guys are really polite for two friends.
Two dickheads.
Two absolute losers.
So, Shaun, this is Hero Zero. Now, normally I choose a DC character and you choose a Marvel character.
Yes.
And last week you introduced us all to the man who caused civil war in Marvel.
The one man who, one of the biggest events in Marvel Comics, still feeling the effects of it. It was all caused by one man, essentially.
And I felt like that was unfair on me, because I have to follow up on the man who caused civil war.
I'm sure there's a DC character, Connor, who can live up to the hype, and I'm sure you've picked that character today.
Well, look, what I've decided to do was I tried to find one of the worst DC characters.
Right. And do they have any impact on major stories that affect things to this day?
Oh, I would say every story she was involved in, a major impact.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. How many stories was she involved in?
I think like 13 issues. There were 13 good ones. 13 fucking strong ones.
I should hope so.
they got the 13 and said, we finished that half, we perfected it. Why not keep going?
Sure, weren't there only 7 Harry Potter books and they were good?
That's what they always say.
Only one Bible, lads. Huh?
Do you think that's what the creators of Arrow kept doing when they kept doing more seasons? There were 7 Harry Potter books, lads. We'll have to get to 7.
Sure, we're the Harry Potter of comic book TV shows, right? Right?
People still want us to keep doing this after 7.
People still like this. People still watch the CW, right? Right?
So
broadcast television, that's still alive and well.
Stop. So we are starting this week's Hero Zero, Shaun, with a DC character otherwise known as Looker.
Looker?
That's it.
Spell Looker for me, please.
Looker.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me guess. X-ray vision.
She's a bit of a looker, Shaun. Because
is that okay?
Emily Briggs is our character this week. Created by Mike W. Barr and Alan Davis. First issue was September of 1985. Batman and the Outsiders. She first appeared in.
Oh, okay. So that's Batman's like team of crime-fighting heroes, right?
Yeah, so the Outsiders is like the team that Batman assembled when he doesn't trust the Justice League anymore, and he's like, well, fuck you, I'm going to make my own team of weirdos.
With blackjack and hookers, yeah.
He benders the Justice League, yes.
He benders them.
So what is interesting about Looker, or Emily Briggs, I should say, is that there's a moment in this report where you're going to be laughing, you're going to be having a giggle at what a ridiculous concept. But then I'm going to hit you with the old DC razzle dazzle, and she's going to come in as one of the most powerful, she would fuck up most of Marvel by herself characters.
Well, Connor, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to happen.
What if Blade was mixed with Professor X? Is kind of a question that somebody should ask.
What? The fuck? Wait, which parts of Blade mixed with which parts of Professor X? He's tall and bald.
She doesn't pay her taxes, and she has a school.
She's difficult to work with on set, I hear.
And the third one specifically. So, Shaun, with an ugly duckling view of herself, and growing up having a massive inferiority complex due to her plain appearance, Emily Briggs almost longed to one day be beautiful. One day, her dream would come true, Shaun, as she was kidnapped by emissaries from a lost underground colony.
You're hitting me with a lot of information here, Connor.
It comes out of nowhere, I will admit. But at the same time, 13 issues, not a lot of time to fuck about.
You really have to speedrun character development in this. I get that. But has the Underground Colony, were they ever mentioned before at all in DC Comics?
The Underground Colony is Abyssia, is the name of, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's they revealed to Emily that she was actually the next in line of a generational, structured governing house for the throne of their nation, which again is an underground colony.
Have you seen The Princess Diaries, Connor? This is a very similar plot to The Princess Diaries.
So, this woman, she's just a plain Jane, she's just a regular gal. And she works in a bank, and she's just living her life, working her 9 to 5. You know how it is. Yeah. We all got to make that money somehow, pay those rents.
Right, she's just a regular person in a comic.
A regular human being. But what's happened here is not only is she not a regular human being, Shaun, she's the next in line to the throne for an underground colony called Abyssia. Now, I don't know how much clearer I have to make that for you to pick up on what I'm putting down here. It's obvious to me.
Yeah, I mean, the seeds were there from the start.
From the bank.
from that bank. What does bank rhyme with? Thank you for giving me this power. Huh?
That's what she said. How did you read this dialogue?
I'm on the wiki right now. Yeah. I'm scrolling
of course. So yeah, they reveal. So they kidnap her, right? And she's like, "What the fuck? Why are you taking me?" Because obviously she doesn't want to go to an underground colony called Abyssia. She's like ourselves.
Ugly.
They cannot stress enough that this woman is ugly. Right?
Hideous. Just the worst.
It's the 80s.
It's the 80s, so she's also the pretty version, definitely traced from some supermodel in the 80s.
Look, it's the 80s as well, so a lot of people, I'm assuming, in the bank job are telling her she'd be a lot prettier if she smiled more. Maybe something generally along those. What are you working? Where's your husband?
Don't you have kids to look after?
So, look, a plain Jane, Shaun. And so she gets taken down. She gets taken down to the underground colony. Oh, jeez.
Abyssia, we all know it.
Abyssia, we all know it. And what happened is that her paternal grandfather, who fled Abyssia many decades ago, was the next in line to their throne. So she, naturally, skips a few generations. She's next in line to be their queen.
Okay, she must be thrilled. She must be delighted with this.
She was overwhelmed by the destiny, Shaun, which was unveiled to her. Emily was taken against her will. And this is really where it gets weird, Shaun.
This is where it gets weird. I cannot wait to hear how this goes. Because you've mentioned Blade, so this woman is vampiring up at some point.
Well, that's not even near where I am at the minute, to be honest.
Sorry, we're still on issue 1, excuse me.
So, we've covered a lot of ways people got their powers in this, but I think I found one that we've never covered. We've got people bitten by random shit. We've got chemicals falling on them. We've got science experiments gone wrong. They fall into a tube.
We got mystical goo.
Mystical goo's a good one. What we've never had is Halley's Comet. Now, what I will say, Shaun, is...
No, I'm with you. I'm back on board.
Emily was told that by once having been exposed to the rays of a fragment of Halley's Comet that fell over 2,000 years ago, she could undergo a transformation. Okay? Finally becoming the swan that she always wanted to be.
Is this Wild Mountain Thyme?
It's the plot of Wild Mountain Thyme, yes. She would also gain formidable powers of the mind and incredible beauty.
So she gets her powers from a shard of Halley's Comet that fell 2,000 years ago.
Now, Emily was then transformed by the comet's fragment and quickly became the pawn of two warring factions from two hateful siblings within the population, right?
Okay.
So they've made... Sorry, Shaun, what's he not picking up here?
Do either of these populations, have they ever shown up before or since?
No, well, they're just here to argue what they should do with this new beautiful model Professor X woman they've made from Halley's
Find her
Comet.
a husband.
It's the 80s. So what also is happening is Emily had actually met Katana earlier on in the story.
Can you describe one thing about Katana's equipment for me, please, Conor?
She's got a sword that takes the souls of her enemies, and she has Rick Flag's back.
Good. I'm glad we could finally clear that up on the show.
Imagine I screamed that over a helicopter, like a propeller.
Unprompted. Completely unprompted.
No need, just for a bit of backstory. So she'd met Katana. They'd become friends. And Katana hears that her friend has been kidnapped, obviously. And she is like, oh no. So she contacts her fellow outsiders, including Batman, and is like, we gotta track down and rescue Emily because they're doing bad shit to her in the underground colony.
Look, guys, long story. There's an underground colony.
She said it the same way I did. But you know what? Batman would pick up a lot faster. He'd be like, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not Batman, Conor.
Good. Thank you.
That's exactly what Batman would say.
That's exactly what Batman would say. So with them, they turned up to rescue Emily, who with their help and her new abilities defeated all the colony who wanted to keep her there and won her freedom. Delighted that when she found her transformation was permanent, she turns into the most beautiful woman on the whole planet. Irresistible to everyone who sees her, Shaun.
Right.
And she went home with the outsiders, and this is my favourite, and returned to her very surprised husband, Greg.
Lucky Greg.
Greg is like, what have I been drinking?
But Greg clearly loves her for the person she is.
Exactly, Shaun.
Oh, now does her newfound powers and attractiveness, does that change her on a personal level, Conor?
Greg was astonished at Emily's new appearance and extreme self-confidence. Also, almost becoming self-centred after the transformation she had been. Emily started calling herself Leah, once a childhood nickname that she believed to be more suited to her new self that was now supermodel worthy.
This is a slippery slope, Emily. You gotta remember who you are and where you came from.
Leah took to the day with a new zest for life, endlessly shopping and pampering her new looks. She also became much more aggressive than her former mousy self.
Mousy?
Mousy is what they said.
It's a very 80s term to describe a woman.
This all left Greg very uncomfortable with their marriage.
Greg is just doing his best in this, man. What does Greg do? What's Greg's day to day?
A technician. He's an electrician, so he is, on the side.
Oh, classic Greg.
Quickly realising this wasn't the same girl he had married. You know what, Greg?
Oh.
Yeah, this is a nice boy, Greg.
Yeah, but he's also not being like, no, change back. He's just like, oh, you're a different person now. That's really... I'm happy for you, but I'm a little sad.
So here's the thing. She's got all the powers of Professor X now, Shaun. She just has them.
Just on tap, yeah.
Now she has them all. She also has supermodel looks. And so what's the next thing that she needs to do is join a superhero team, obviously.
Of course.
So she would soon use her new mental powers against a mercenary group of metahumans, calling themselves the Masters of Disaster, which...
Great name.
Great
early 90s rap album.
I would say a wrestling tag team from the 90s.
An equally good offer that you just made.
The outsiders whom she had been rescued by earlier on needed her to free them this time, as they had been kidnapped, and then they needed her to break them out. Creating a provocative costume from her many new outfits and using blue eyeshadow as a mask, she went forth and both freed the outsiders and defeated the villains all at once.
That's a pretty good first day as a superhero.
Yeah. While she was breaking in, by the way, she would make some of the henchmen fall in love with her, and then they would fight each other over which one of them would marry her.
That's a very video game power. Where like she like, yeah, I can just see it, like she throws it, there's an area of effect, and then the goons start fighting each other.
Yeah, it's Poison Ivy and Batman and Robin.
Rubber Lips, of course.
Yes, Rubber Lips. She eventually was asked to become an outsider and joined Catan as the newest active member of the Outsiders, choosing Looker as her name.
Well, okay, even that's a little vain as a name.
Yeah.
Like,
and so Looker then shared a very brief relationship with her fellow teammate Geoforce, who was leading the team at the time. They were having an affair, Shaun. Now, Geoforce... Oh,
because she's still married to Greg at this point.
Oh, Greg's still about. Greg is at home. Greg is at home doing the washing up.
Greg is making pasta for two.
Just minding his own fucking business. And she's gone to join the Outsiders, now beautiful. She's no longer, as this article said, mousy. So she's got off, and now she's having sex with Geoforce on the sly, Shaun.
It's gonna rock his world.
Gonna rock his world. Actually, Geoforce's powers do it rocks.
Oh, pretty good.
he's in Young Justice season 3, which Shaun definitely still has not watched.
I've seen every episode of Young Justice.
That's a factual lie. Wait. At a return trip to the underground city of Abyssia, though, she lost her mental abilities and enhanced beauty, Shaun. Oh, no. She lost everything. The affair ended with Geoforce. She had to go home to Greg.
So now she's just like, I guess I'll go home to my husband who loves me.
Now left with none of her formidable powers, she accepted her new condition and resumed her identity as Emily, returning to her house with her husband and going back to her day job.
Okay. I mean, is she happy about this? Or does she long for being the beautiful superhero?
Do you know what's funny? I think Greg's probably happy about it.
And he probably feels bad for being happy about it as well.
He's obviously feeling awkward, but he's like, yeah, she's back to her old self. This is the woman I married. This is my best pal. That other one, she wasn't my best pal.
Yeah, she was selfish and mean and not mousy at all.
He's always laying cheese around the place. She never even was picking it up.
Greg has had a mental breakdown at this point, and he's just he's got loads of wheels lined up for her to run around.
I'm going to bring back her mousy side.
He's completely lost it.
So some years later, Emily and her husband decided to go on a trip to Markovia, which is the home of Geoforce. That's his home country. And nothing to do with the affair. They just went on holiday to Markovia. But while they were there, Markovia was under attack by a group of vampires, led by a vampire called Roderick, Shaun.
Roderick the vampire?
Roderick.
Should I know who that is?
No, not at all.
It's an odd name for a vampire.
It's just the leader of the vampires. You just need a leader.
What about Dracula? What's he up to?
I don't think he's around. While trying to find a way to escape, they're properly trying to get out of there and get help from former teammates. Emily was about to be killed by a vampire when her former psionic abilities kicked back in.
Oh, in times of stress, they activate.
And so she's got Professor X's powers back, allowing her to destroy the vampire. With her abilities now returned to her, she looked to her former teammates in the outside there. She's like, we're going to take them. Go on, let's go. We're all going to rush in together. I'll join you. Greg, you stay here. I'm going to have sex with Geoforce.
Oh no, now it's a weird dynamic. Oh no, I don't like that at all.
Now we're on holidays together.
Oh, Greg,
this is the
poor
man. Is this the plot of Forgetting Sarah Marshall? I think it might be.
I think it is, actually, yeah.
So, with her powers back, she joins her team, obviously, for the vampire invasion. And during the battle, Looker was killed and transformed into a vampire by Roderick.
Okay, so now she's an evil person.
The leader of the vampire invasion. And she became a daywalker, Shaun. Because, you're not going to believe this, because of her psychic abilities, she does not have the weaknesses of a vampire. So she has all of the strengths, she cannot age, she cannot be killed by normal means, but she also has her psychic abilities, which are also unbeatable.
That's actually, that's busted. That is not fair. But she lost her psychic abilities for a while, so if she loses those, does she go full vampire? That might not be explained in the 13 issues.
I feel like you're looking for something that's not there. What I'm telling you is that she was psychic. She lost her psychic powers. They went on holiday together. She got in a bit of bother because of vampires. Their powers came back. She's like, let's fuck them up. Dies immediately in the battle.
Greg again feeling conflicted at this point.
Can't. Craig once again confused. She's having sex with Roderick at this stage as like their vampire couple now.
He's asked Batman to cuddle him just once.
He's still laying cheese. So Roderick then took control of Looker, and she became his consort for a little bit. Sometime afterward, Looker battles her former teammates, and after being reminded of her husband, she used a time window, a little gap in getting her personality back, to kill Roderick. And so she's free of her vampire lord? That kind of thing? Master.
The head of the vampires. So now she's just a free agent with vampire powers and Professor X powers.
Yes. Sadly, though, what she didn't have is Greg. Because after her ordeal, Looker was soon served divorce papers by Greg.
You know what, Greg? You get yourself out of that relationship. You need a bit of stability in your life.
Greg, find someone else. You just need to find someone just more your speed.
Yeah, but and this one definitely won't become a beautiful vampire goddess. It won't happen twice, Greg.
Who's mean? What are the odds?
She just becomes mean. That's her superpower. But she seems nice enough to everyone else apart from Greg.
Yeah, but it's just Greg. She later then she kind of goes away for a while. And she actually comes back at one stage to host a show called The Scene, which is a talk show hosted by Lois Lane, Linda Park, Vicky Vale and Tawny Young, which is kind of like the View. Is that a thing?
Yeah, The View's a thing.
Loose Women.
Loose Women, like a ladies chatting kind of a show.
So she's a vampire at this stage, and she used to wear a scarf when she was on the show, so she would hide the bite marks in her neck.
Oh. Pretty good. Pretty smart.
Another good thing is that during the story arc of an Infinite Crisis, which was obviously like a story-wide, like massive story across all of DC, she actually makes several minor appearances, such as when Looker would later come back, and not to Batman's surprise, Batman took a man who didn't know what happened to him to a park.
Right.
Here, Looker formed and read the man's mind to find out that the man's mind was switched with an alien consciousness. Right, so she's now reading people's mind, being like, "He's an alien. He's been affected by aliens."
So like the way, like Professor X looks into Wolverine's mind and is like, I see all these things. She can do that with anyone in DC Comics should the need arise.
Of course. She didn't feel well after reading the man's mind, and the man actually died straight after she came out. Batman took her to her house. She then told Batman that something bad is going down in Gotham. This is before Infinite Crisis. And that even though she hangs out with vampires, we're not too pleased as what was soon to come. So she's now telling him it's not going to be good. But my favourite little bit that I'm going to end on is that Looker is a model, a worldwide model now. That's her, because she can never age, so she's constantly looks
could have been the most beautiful woman ever for the rest of time. For the
rest of time. And so she is a model, and she also hunts and kills vampires in Gotham at the same time.
Unreal.
The vampires then decided to get rid of Looker, because of course she's a daywalker. She's going around killing them all. She's kind of good. They don't like that.
Yeah, she's like they're the main threat to them.
So they hired a vampire hunter to kill her. So the vampires hired a vampire hunter to kill her.
That's like the Joker hiring Batman as a henchman.
To kill Batman.
To kill Robin or something.
So both Looker and the vampire fought at a disco where Leah forced the hunter to run away. The hunter then decided to try and go kill Greg, right? To try and get to her. Greg's living his life with his new wife, and this hunter just pops up outside the window with a bazooka.
Greg's like, fuck, might as well happen.
He's grating cheese now.
No, he's gone completely. He's dairy free now. He's done with it.
He hates it. He fucking hates it. And he goes to kill Greg, but Looker finds the hunter before he does it, and she kills the hunter as her last act.
Oh. And she saves Greg.
She saves Greg. Now, Greg still doesn't want her back, though, but she saves him because all the vampires hired a vampire hunter to hunt her down.
And Greg got caught up in the middle. Okay, that's somewhat decent of her. I can't condone the way this woman has treated Greg, but I do think her powers are class.
So, once again, she got her powers because of obviously an underground colony that she was next in line for, lordship of.
Absinthe or something like
that.
Abyssia.
So her powers and abilities, Shaun. So the original set of Looker's powers are psionic in nature and are manifested by a soft blue glow around her eyes. She's one of the most powerful mentalists on Earth. Looker can withstand daylight as well and has used her telekinetic abilities to quickly repair her heart after it was stabbed with a wooden stake at one point.
Christ!
Yes. She sees forms of hand-to-hand combat as beneath her, so she doesn't really ever get involved.
I suppose, why would she ever get in a fight?
Yeah.
So she's unkillable.
She's got psychokinesis, telepathy. She's able to enter and read people's minds, communicate mentally with others, give powerful mental bolts which shock the minds of others into unconsciousness, control the minds of others, command their actions, and create complex and believable illusions in the minds of others. So, mind control, illusion casting, telekinesis, energy projection, flight. She's got vampirism. Yes, of course she can fly. Vampirism. She also has all the physical and mental benefits that vampires have. She possesses the ability to turn others into vampires. Can she turn any of the outsiders into a vampire if they want to? Yes. And they would be subservient to her when she did it.
All right.
She's got enhanced senses from the vampire stuff, so she's got vision, hearing, sense of smell, all enhanced. Immortality, can't age.
Can't age. Gonna live forever.
She just has, she used to consume blood, then she'd be fine. Invulnerability. She's invulnerable to most forms of energy. Bullets, blades, and blunt objects do little to no damage to her.
Wow.
Regeneration. So if you do get through,
if you get a lucky shot,
if you get one lucky shot, she's got a bit of regeneration. She's basically indestructible, and she can heal herself through the consumption of human blood. So,
pretty. But I mean, when you consider that Batman is just a man who can fight very well,
superhuman strength, superhuman speed, superhuman stamina. She's also got transformation. She can often possess the ability to transform into a variety of creatures or effects, such as bats,
like
wolves,
a mouse,
bats, wolves, rats, mice.
Greg's going to be so happy.
Hypnosis. She also has that. She can also obviously grow claws, fangs, do a bit of phasing, the old classic stuff.
You need phasing in a day like this.
Only weakness, thirst for blood. So if she doesn't get blood, she'll grow more and more crazy as it goes on.
It's more of a habit, though, to be fair. Because does it have to be, a lot of blood, or can she just, drink from one of her friends?
You'd have to be very close friends.
That'd be very good friend, to be fair. Yeah, like a Geostorm kind of friend.
Geoforce. Geostorm is the movie.
No, I know what I said.
So that is Looker, Shaun. A Professor X blade hybrid that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah, and she's also a bit dazzlery in the whole model.
Bit dazzlery.
Celebrity.
Yeah, she's a model on the side.
She's really got it all, this woman, except for Greg. A loving husband.
Except for Greg, because she
she
pushed him away. He was just happy in his life. He'd met the woman of his dreams. They'd lived a happy life. She went off and turned into the world's greatest supermodel / vampire / psychic superhero.
It's like a teenage boy wrote that idea for a character.
But Greg is like now, like he's grown up, so he's like, that's not really...
I'd rather more of a personal connection is what I'm after.
I kind of liked her. I kind of liked her the way she was.
Yeah, we were friends more than anything.
We got on well. I got to ask her how her day was at work. Like, it seemed nice.
It's just nice to have someone, you know. Greg.
So that is Looker Show. What do you think of her?
I'll be honest, I didn't think this character was going to turn out to be as powerful as she did. I am genuinely surprised. I understand kind of why she hasn't had many, like, shown up a whole bunch and isn't like a super well-known character, because she is a bit too powerful in a lot of ways. What do you do with her? What do you do with her? Like, where's the threat? Where's the challenge with her? But that was a really, really good report, Connor. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you, bud.
Hope this is your first episode. We're always this nice to each other. Would you like me to take us out?
Yeah, do one of your shit outros. Go on.
Ah, you prick. Thank you. Thanks, everyone, for listening to this episode of Hero or Zero. We'll be back on Monday with Movie Mondays, Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, and next Friday with another episode of Hero or Zero. Big thank you to everyone who supports us over on Patreon. Patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. $5 or more a month gets you movie reviews, Disney Plus reviews. You get to vote on the movies that we actually pick. So head on over there if that sounds of interest to you. Everyone over there, absolute legend. Other ways to support the show, whatever podcast platform you are listening on, if you can leave a review, a rating, a like, whatever button they give you, if you could just press it in a positive direction, that would really help out the show and get us in front of more ears. Or to the side of more ears? I'm not quite sure. But there's also all of our socials linked below. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire podcast. Twitter is @Heroes for Hire pod. The 4 is the number 4. And the absolute best way to ever help the show is to just tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Ciara Lawler.
I've been Shaun.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.